One of 5 officers facing charges in the beating death of Tyre Nichols will change his plea in federal court tomorrow. That's the word from his attorney. Desmond Mills Jr. is set to appear in court tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. after previously pleading not guilty to a number of charges, including excessive force.
One of the 5 former police officers charged in the killing of Tyre Nichols is now pleading guilty. Desmond Mills Jr. left federal court just a little while ago, where he told a judge that he was, in fact, changing his plea.
Mills and 4 other former officers were seen on camera kicking, punching, and beating Nichols with a baton after they stopped him for a traffic issue back in January. NBC News correspondent Antonia Hilton joins us now. So we talked about this last hour. He is the first defendant to flip his plea. What do we know about the agreement? What did he get in exchange?
Well, he is pleading guilty, and in exchange, it sounds like the federal government is going to be recommending about 15 years of sentencing. That's still ultimately going to be up to a judge, though. But what that indicates to us is that 15 years must be what they view as a good deal, meaning that the other 4 officers who may or may not be continuing forward with trial and leaving their pleas as they are right now may be looking at a lot more than that. You know, just to remind everyone here, these officers are facing very serious charges, including second-degree murder charges, the kind of charges that can put you behind bars for the rest of your life. Most of them are relatively young, in their 30s or so. And so there's a lot for them to consider here. But what we saw was him in court very calmly, essentially admitting to his actions here. And the indication that we received from his representatives, but also from the family of Tyre Nichols, is that he's now going to play a broader role in all of this, meaning he is going to be potentially testifying against the other officers, cooperating with prosecutors here, and that's going to impact not just this federal criminal trial, but also the civil case and the state cases.
I mean, the implication is that he would be giving valuable information, but the truth is, Antonia, this sadly isn't isolated, right? We're not just talking about this incident, and in fact, we're not just talking about these officers, we're also talking about the Memphis Police Department as a whole. What has this sort of told us about that situation, and what changes are they looking to make? Right, well, there is this big, essentially citywide investigation, the pattern and practices investigation, so it's going to be interesting to see the role that he's going to play. And one of the terms we heard Attorney Benjamin Crump use today was
domino, that there could be this domino effect here, and he may just be the first domino to fall, which
may be an indication of things to come. But this is pretty astounding, to see, first of all, officers held accountable in this way. Often you hear from communities like the one in Memphis that is not how these stories tend to end. But then for him to be on the opposite side of his former colleagues and be prepared to give this kind of information. Take a listen to some of what the family's team shared today in a press conference.
I will tell you that what we witnessed was the most dramatic moment possible in American policing today. This is a monumental shift in policing today, watching another police officer who will testify against his own based upon a policy that was in existence.
So you hear the reference to policy and the word monumental here, because again, they're hinting at what you just said, Morgan, which is this may end up being much bigger than just these officers here, and what he's prepared to say may implicate more of a culture and sort of practice in the department here, which is a lot of what the family is going for. Their position is it's not just about these 5. There was a culture of rot here, and they want to root it out in the city of Memphis.